Bismillah, walhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah, wa ala alihi wa ashabihi wa man wala. Inshallah ta'ala, we're going to go over another hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam that sheds light on another aspect of marital relationships, as we've been doing this series called 40 Hadith on Marital Harmony. Every hadith gives us a different aspect of this, and this is actually a very short hadith, so inshallah this won't be a long khatira, and it is related on the authority of Asma bint Yazid radiyallahu ta'ala anha قالت قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم لا يحل الكذب إلا في ثلاث يحدث الرجل امرأته ليرضيها والكذب في الحرب والكذب ليصلح بين الناس رواه الترمذي. So on the authority of Asma bint Yazid, may Allah be pleased with her, that the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, it is not lawful to lie. It is not halal, it is not lawful, it is not permissible to lie, except in 3 cases. These are 3 cases in which the Prophet ﷺ permitted us to lie. In fact, it's not only permissible, it is something good if it brings benefit. So what are these 3 scenarios in which it is permissible to lie? Number 1, he said, when a man lies to his wife in order to please her. When a husband lies to his wife in order to please her. Number 2, to lie during war. And number 3, to lie in order to bring peace between people. And this hadith is related by Imam al-Tirmidhi in his Jami'. Now there are other narrations of this hadith as well. There's actually one variant that is found in Sahih Muslim as well. Now the variant in Sahih Muslim says that it is permissible to lie in 3 cases. One of them, it says when a man lies to his wife or when a wife lies to her husband. So both were permitted by Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, for a husband to lie to his wife or the wife to lie to her husband in order to please each other. And that's very important here, right? Because the reason why the Prophet ﷺ is permitting this is so that we can make our spouses feel good. Even if we have to lie about it, if us lying will make them feel good, will make them feel happy, then that is a shari'i objective. It is a shari'i objective to make our spouses happy. Even if it means we have to lie to do that. So therefore, if lying will actually harm them, if lying will actually hurt them, then it's not permissible to lie. You were supposed to get off from work at 5 o'clock. It's 9 o'clock. Where have you been? Oh, I had to work overtime. There was a lot of work today. Whereas in fact, I was hanging out with my friends. Right? This is not the type of lying that is permitted between husbands and wives. The type of lying that is permitted between husbands and wives is, for example, if my wife cooks something and she asks me, how is the food? Yeah? Even if you didn't like it that much, it's okay for you to lie because you know that that's going to make her happy. She's been working hard in the kitchen, dealing with the kids and cooking at the same time. She gets dressed up and she asks, how do I look? You look beautiful. Even if she doesn't. For a husband to say to his wife, I love you more than anybody in this world. It may not be a factual statement. Maybe you love your children more. Maybe you love your mother more. But go ahead and say it. I love you more than anybody in this world. I would never do anything to hurt you. Right? These are things that we say. We don't have to be so careful here. Will I ever do something to hurt you? Well, if you do something to hurt me, then no, just say it. I'll never do anything to hurt you. I won't be able to be happy without you if I go there, right? Just say it. Things that will bring happiness to your spouse. And the same thing goes to the wife as well. The wife should also. It's permissible to lie to bring happiness to the husband. But again, it's not permissible to lie to backstab the spouse or to cheat the spouse or anything like that, right? It's not permissible to do that. That's harming the relationship. No, this type of lying is done to bring harmony to the marital relationship. And similarly, the Prophet ﷺ said that when during war it is permissible to lie. For example, if a Muslim is able to infiltrate the non-Muslim camps, they can tell them, for example, that we have more reinforcements coming next week or tomorrow, even if you don't have reinforcements coming. But you lie to the enemy to hurt their morale, because the Prophet ﷺ said, "Al-harbu khada'a." War is all about deception, right? You know, for example, you're fighting somebody and you tell him, "Look behind you, there's somebody coming behind you." And there's nobody coming behind him. He turns and you hit, right? So these are the types of things that war is all about that. You know, you run in this direction, you make the enemy think that you're attacking this direction, and then all of a sudden you attack the other direction. This is deception. War is all about that. You make your numbers look greater than they really are. That's deception. That's what war is all about, right? But deception is not the same thing as treachery, khiyana. That is not allowed. Even with the enemy, treachery is not allowed, right? Treachery means what? That I make an agreement and then I break it. I make an agreement with my enemy that, okay, we're not going to fight for the next 3 days, and then guess what? After midnight, I attack. That's treachery. That's not allowed. What's allowed is, in the battlefield, this type of deceptive warfare that is done for strategic purposes to win the battle. Okay? And this is, of course, only with regards to when the Muslims are fighting against non-Muslims in proper jihad. And number 3 is bringing peace between people. Bringing peace between people. There's 2 parties, there's 2 people that are not talking to one another. They're not talking to one another, right? And I go to one person and I say, you know what, I was with the other person yesterday, and he was talking about you and he started crying. He misses you. Why don't you give him a phone call? And this is a complete lie. It didn't happen. I'm just saying this to restart the conversation between these 2 people. This is a type of lie that is permissible. Not only is it permissible, other ahadith say that this is rewardable by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When I do these kinds of, these strategies, these conspiracies, that, you know, even this is even a time when you can actually sit down with other people and make a plot and make a plan and conspire. How can we get these 2 fighting parties to come to a resolution? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has highly praised people who do islah bayn al-nas, to reconcile between 2 people. So these are the 3 scenarios in which lying is permissible. And once again, the first one was that when the spouses lie to one another to make each other feel good. And I conclude with this, inshallah ta'ala, that this shows us how much value our deen places in bringing harmony to a marital relationship. Because we know, if we don't know, we should know, that lying is frowned upon in our deen. It is a sin. It is a sin. There's so many ahadith that warn us against lying. Lying is one of the most hated acts to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And yet, even though He hates it so much, He permits it between a husband and wife, because the importance of having a loving family relationship is so important to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we should all ask ourselves, what am I doing? How much am I really going out of my way to make my spouse feel good, to bring harmony into our relationship? Because really this is an objective of our deen and the Sharia. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bring harmony in our marital relationships, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help those who are looking to get married find righteous spouses soon. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. Wa salli Allahumma wa sallim wa barik ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'een. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.